Hello and welcome. This is ASO Television News. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe. The headlines. President Tinubu orders sports funding reset. FCT Minister Barrister Wike threatens sanctions over waste, inspects satellite town projects. FCT police arrest 9 armed robbery suspects, recover 3 stolen vehicles and other exhibits. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has ordered the resetting of the federal government's framework for funding of sports in the country. In a statement on Friday, the president said he has directed the Ministries of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning and the Budget Office of the Federation to ensure adequate provisions for Nigeria's participation in international tournaments, sporting activities, and the development of sporting facilities as from the 2026 fiscal year. He then added that all funds so appropriated are released immediately once the budget is passed and assented to. Nigerian sports teams have gone on numerous protests over unpaid allowances in the past few years. The recent incident involved the Super Eagles refusing to travel for their quarter-final game at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The federal government blames the delay on the administrative bottleneck. President Tinubu said the status quo must change, adding that the cycle undermined performance and placed our athletes at a disadvantage. The president then praised Nigerian athletes' performance in 2025, noting that the country won a total of 373 medals at international competitions. He added that Nigerian athletes will henceforth be supported early, be prepared thoroughly, and celebrated proudly. In December, President Tinubu presented 58.18 trillion naira 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly. Over 210 billion naira was allocated to this National Sports Commission in the bill. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwo Wike, has threatened to sack the coordinator of the Satellite Towns Development Department over poor refuse management in parts of Abuja's satellite towns. The warning came during an inspection of ongoing road projects across Karachi, Apo, Buhari, and Kubwa. Our correspondent, Usman Katun Umar, has more in this report.
Minister of the FCT, Barrister Ezenwo Wike, has warned that officials found negligent in the management of satellite towns will face sanctions, including dismissal. Speaking during an inspection of the Orozo-Karachi Road, the minister expressed concern over heaps of refuse along the corridor. Describing the situation as unacceptable, he warns that failure to address the issue by Monday would lead to the termination of appointments of those responsible, insisting that development cannot be compromised by poor oversight. The inspection tour covered several ongoing road projects across satellite towns of the Federal Capital Territory. In Karachi, the minister said all roads are being reconstructed by a Nigerian contractor, while the long-abandoned Apo-Karachi Road has been re-awarded to SCC Construction Company after a previous contract was rescinded. He also inspected the Buhari-Kubwa Road, describing it as a critical link expected to boost economic activities in communities along the corridor. The minister explains that the projects align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive to develop a strategic and resilient road networks across the FCT, extending infrastructure development beyond the city center.
So it's a massive infrastructure going on in the FCT and the satellite towns. Of course, the economy will change. People will be very happy. People have never seen road in their life. At least if you went with us to Buhari, going to Kubwa, it's unbelievable. But I'm happy that we have the opportunity to support Mr. President to achieve the really hope agenda.
Commenting further on refuse management in Orozo and Karachi, Barrister Wike said accountability remains central to the FCT administration's development agenda, warning that any official undermining progress will be held responsible.
One of the Karu, all the roads in Karu will be inaugurated by May, June this year. The one of Apo-Karachi, you were there when I asked the managing director of SCC. He said by the end of the year, but they are going to push. You know the landscape there. It's not an easy job, but we believe that by the end of the year, that road will be handed over. Again, the one of Buhari to Kubwa by the end of the year. This one we are here now by May, June, they will hand over this.
On completion timelines, the minister disclosed that the Buari-Kuba Road, measuring about 16 to 17 kilometers, is scheduled for completion by May, while other major infrastructure projects across the satellite towns are expected to be delivered before the end of the year. He added that landscaping and environmental improvements have been directed to be completed within the year to enhance the overall outlook of the communities. Usman Katun Umar, ASO Television News.
The Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives has given chairmen and finance directors of the 6 area councils in the Federal Capital Territory FCT Wednesday 11th of February 2026 to appear and respond to the audit queries indicting the councils with various financial infractions running into over 100 billion naira. Chairman of the committee, Mr. Bamidele Salam, who confirmed receipt of the audit report from the Auditor General of the FCT area councils, disclosed that 3 separate letters are already issued to the chairman and their respective finance directors, warning that failure to honor the invitation would compel the House to invoke its constitutional powers to order their arrest and ensure compliance. The audit report for the year ended 31st December 2021, submitted to the committee, revealed that widespread cases of unremitted tax and VAT deductions, failure to update fixed asset registers, and expenditures yet to be properly accounted for across the councils. According to the report, the 6 area councils of Abaji, Abuja Municipal Area Council, Buari, Gwagwalada, Kuje, and Kwali recorded outstanding liabilities amounting to 7.6 billion naira as of 31st of December 2021. These comprised unremitted pension deductions, unremitted pay-as-you-earn, unpaid capital project obligations, unremitted value-added tax, and withholding taxes due to the Nigerian Revenue Service, FCT Inland Revenue Service, pension fund administrators, and contractors. A breakdown of the unremitted liabilities showed that Abuja Municipal Area Council, which is AMAC, had outstanding obligations of 2.19 billion naira, followed by Buari Area Council with 1.49 billion naira and Kwali Area Council with 1.46 billion naira. The report added that Gwagwalada Area Council recorded 1.01 billion naira, Kuje Area Council 892.2 million naira, while Abaji Area Council accounted for 593.8 million naira, bringing the total to 7.65 billion naira. The Auditor General also faulted the councils for failure to properly maintain and update their fixed asset registers. In a bid to clear the air on election reforms, Senator Emmanuel Nwachukwu from Anambra South and member of the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters has debunked reports that the Senate rejected electronic transmission of election results. Reacting to widespread media speculation, the senator clarified that the contrary stemmed from confusion over real-time transmission in Nigeria's electoral framework. Senator Nwachukwu also linked the debate to past court rulings, giving INEC discretionary powers over electronic transmission, a move that faced heavy public criticism. He revealed that both the Senate and the House of Representatives have formed harmonization committees to iron out differences in their versions of the Electoral Amendment Bill. Urging calm amid the speculation, the lawmaker assured Nigerians that electronic transmission remains a core part of the reforms.
Right now, the Senate has set up the committee, just like the House of Reps has also set up a harmonization committee. They will meet and make sure that the right version of this law is what's reflected. So I want to assure Nigerians to be calm. You know, like you said, the media is very awash with all kinds of, oh, this must be done, that must be done. There's no need for all that. Results must be transmitted. Period.
Thank you very much, sir.
Senator Nwachukwu emphasized that the ultimate goal is a more transparent electoral system to boost public trust. As zonal coordinator of the City Boy movement in Abuja South, town planner Abubakar Sadiq has resigned from his position. In a letter addressed to the director of the City Boy movement, Federal Capital Territory chapter, and dated 6th February 2026, Abubakar Sadiq formally notified the leadership of his decision to step down as zonal coordinator. He explained that the decision followed careful consideration and was informed by personal reasons and increasing commitments which he said would no longer allow him to discharge his responsibilities with the level of dedication required. The former coordinator requested that his name be replaced with another individual considered suitable by the leadership to ensure the continued effectiveness of the movement's activities in Abuja South. According to him, his resignation would also create an opportunity for other committed youth to actively participate and contribute to the growth and progress of the City Boy movement. Abubakar Sadiq expressed appreciation to the leadership for the confidence reposed in him and the cooperation he enjoyed while serving in the position. He, however, reaffirmed his support for the vision and objectives of the City Boy movement and wished the leadership continued success. Town planner Sadiq Abubakar served as zonal coordinator of the City Boy movement, Abuja South, before his resignation. A maritime expert and academic, Dr. Chika Chukwudi, the author of a new book titled Blue Economy, Gateway to a Sustainable Future, has been applauded for offering a fresh and insightful perspective on Nigeria's development potential. Speaking at the book launch in Abuja, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe noted that the publication highlights vast opportunities within the nation's water resources that remain largely untapped, emphasizing the need to harness them for sustainable growth. Here is the report.
Senator Eyinaya Abaribe commended the author for the publication, noting that the book provides valuable insights into emerging marine and blue economy activities and capacity building, particularly among primary and post-primary students.
For trying to explain and expose to Nigeria that it's not only oil that you have what can save Nigeria. There is this whole area called blue economy. And I'm also very glad that in doing this, she did two things. Not just that book, but also something for the people in the, I think, secondary school and all that, so that you can expose them early to what blue economy means, which is very unique. Because most of the time we write for ourselves. Of course, when we write, people don't read it. They just collect it and keep it in their shelves. And they only read the ones that are salacious.
The author of the book Blue Economy, Gateway to a Sustainable Future, Dr. Chika Chukwudi, who stressed the importance of the blue economy in driving Nigeria's economic growth and sustainable development, said the non-governmental initiative is dedicated to advancing awareness, education, and capacity building in the blue economy. She said that the blue economy represents a profound opportunity for Nigeria to unlock long-term financial and economic value through the sustainable use of ocean, coastal, and inland water resources. Dr. Chika Chukwudi noted that the blue economy is globally valued at over $3 trillion annually, and Nigeria has the potential to benefit immensely from the sector, identifying key areas of opportunity, including fisheries and aquaculture, maritime transport, port services, marine tourism, amongst others. Reviewing the book, Professor Ngozi Ezenwosu stated that the publication comprises 106 pages and divided into 7 chapters is expected to create awareness for the Nigerian government and the global community about the vast potential and opportunities within the blue economy and the need to harness them responsibly.
Economy discusses the definitions and meaning of the term blue economy. The chapter also discussed the relevance of blue economy towards economic development. Unarguably, there are multi-dimensional benefits of the blue economy. According to her, the unforeseeable and adverse consequences of heavy reliance on oil have accentuated the imperative to diversify Nigeria's economy.
The book launch attracted policymakers, community leaders, women, youth, students, and members of the general public, all of whom were encouraged to engage, learn, and take actions on issues relating to the blue economy. Oluchi Jacinta Okori. ASO Television News. Oluchi.
You are watching ASO Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. You can also follow us live as this bulletin is being streamed on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Now, still to come, FCT police arrest 9 armed robbery suspects, recover 3 stolen vehicles and other exhibits. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Let's go!
Stay connected. Stay with us, starting from Yanga and Jolly.
The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has recorded a major breakthrough in its sustained efforts to rid the FCT of criminal elements with the arrest of a notorious armed robbery syndicate and the recovery of stolen vehicles and other exhibits. The arrest followed a report by the command that on 18th of January 2026, armed robbers broke into a residence in the Jukwe area of the FCT, cutting away the occupant's personal belongings, an unspecified sum of money, and his Toyota Corolla vehicle. According to a statement issued by the command spokesperson SP Josephine Ade, acting promptly on the report, police operatives attached to the command's Scorpion Squad commenced an extensive intelligence-driven investigation. The statement said on 26th of January 2026, police operatives trailed and arrested the gang responsible for the robbery at their hideout in Nasarawa State, where they were hibernating and planning another robbery attack in their Sokoro area of the capital city. SP Ade gave the names of the suspects arrested to include 21-year-old Muhammad Yanusa, 20-year-old Abubakar Muhammad, 18-year-old Isa Salihu, 20-year-old Nura Zakari, and 62-year-old John Paul Itodo. Others are 30-year-old Augustine Daudu, 32-year-old Misbah Ali, 44-year-old Innocent Omale, and 22-year-old Usman Mohammed. Other items recovered from the suspect included 3 Toyota vehicles, 4 television sets, 9 laptops, 2 generators, amongst several others. The national leader of the Okumu Igala Association is calling on media influencers in Kogi State, particularly those from the western region, to be constructive, objective, and responsible in the use of social media. He made the call at a dinner night with social media influencers and key stakeholders of the Okumu Igala Association in Abuja. Our reporter, Kabir Jibrin, reports.
It is a get-together dinner between members of the Okumu Igala Association, social media influencers, and traditional media practitioners from Kogi State, as leaders of the Okumu Igala stress the effective and responsible use of social media in promoting peace and sustainable development in the state.
So we want them to come to terms with the usage and how best this tool, powerful tool, can be used to shape Kogi East positively, especially in terms of development, not just physical development, you know. So those are the reasons why we are here this evening.
You can create your content and still achieve what you want to achieve, but still be ethical, you know, professional, and then with integrity.
If there's any news and they want to publish, they should go into it to verify, to find out if it is true or not before publishing it.
Ahead of the 2027 general elections, the Okumu Igala urged media influencers in Kogi State, particularly those from the western region, to be constructive before publishing politically related stories.
We're trying to shift away from the old way of noise, unregulated utterances, unethical disposition on social media, to a more refined, productive way of social engagement.
Our culture is the basis that Nigeria is built on. That's why on our map is Kogi State. And that is the reason why we should be the heartbeat of Kogi State. Our culture is so rich. We have stories We can depict our stories on social media. We can market our brand on social media.
The gathering also served as a melting pot between Okomu Igala and various key stakeholders from Kogi East to share visions and key ideas for the continuous development of the state while bringing them on board the Okomu Igala Association. Kabiru Jibril, ASO Television News.
The Joint Health Sector Unions JOHESU has suspended its nationwide strike 84 days after the industrial action began. This was announced in a communique issued by the union on Friday after its expanded National Executive Council emergency meeting held in Abuja. According to the communique, the meeting was convened to review the outcomes of a conciliation meeting between the federal government and JOHESU held on Thursday at the headquarters of the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. The strike, which entered its 84th day on Friday, has paralyzed activities in government-owned hospitals across the country, leaving patients stranded and forcing many to seek essential medical services outside public health facilities. JOHESU expressed gratitude to the individuals and institutions that played a key role in resolving the crisis. This includes Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, the chairman of the health committees in both the House and the Senate and the House of Representatives, hospital chief executives, professional organizations, and traditional leaders, particularly the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi. The protracted strike has also triggered a 14-day ultimatum issued by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress in solidarity with the health workers. JOHESU in November 2025 announced an indefinite strike action, which it said will continue until the implementation of the adjusted consolidated health salary structure was implemented. The National Orientation Agency has conducted its 2026 nationwide promotion examination. The exercise marks the second year of a major innovation introduced by the Director General of NOA, Malam Lanre Isa Onilu, with the adoption of computer-based testing CBT conducted by JAMB, ushering in a new digital era for the agency. The examination commenced nationwide at 9 a.m. and ended at 10:15 a.m. with supervisors comprising officers from the Office of the Head of Service, Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, Federal Character Commission, senior officers from the NOA. Speaking on their development, the Director of Human Resources Management, Mrs. Joanna Ayishola Olowoyo, expressed her gratitude to the Director General for keeping to his promise of early promotion examination for NOA staff. She noted that before the introduction of the CBT system, staff were required to travel across states to sit for promotion examinations. She explained that the introduction of computer-based testing by the current Director General now allows staff to write their promotion exams within their respective states. A reform, she said, will significantly strengthen professionalism and career development within the agency. The transition from handwritten examinations to CBT is one of the reform initiatives introduced under his leadership to improve efficiency and modernize the agency's operations. Still in the same vein, the National Orientation Agency has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, in promoting the country's image through sports. The commitment was made by NOA's Director General, Malam Lanre Isa Onilu, during a courtesy visit by the NFF President, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Uso, to the NOA headquarters in Abuja. The partnership between NOA and NFF aims to promote national identity and unity through sports, particularly football. The agency has been actively involved in supporting Nigerian teams, including distributing flags, banners, and other symbols to fans during international competitions like the African Cup of Nations, AFCON. Isa Onilu emphasized that sports have the power to unite Nigerians and promote national pride, citing the success of the Super Eagles at AFCON as an example. The NOA also pledged to support the Super Falcons at the upcoming Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco. Speaking earlier, the president of the NFF, Guso, commended the NOA for boosting the image of Nigeria in Morocco with its activities at the AFCON. He described the support of the NOA to the Super Eagles as invaluable, noting that the flags, banners, and other fan symbols distributed by the agency at the AFCON raised the morale of players and officials and made them feel like they were at home. The chairmanship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, in the forthcoming area council elections for Abuja Municipal Area Council. Dr. Eze Onyebuchi-Chukwu says he desires to tackle the menace of thuggery within the area council through the adoption of smart technology in the process of revenue collection. Rather, Dr. Chukwu gave this assurance at the Katampe headquarters of the party, where members of his converged for strategic consultations ahead of the polls. Daniel Obi tells us more.
Dr. Onyebuchi-Chukwu took time to explain his vision for AMAC, which includes free medical care for pregnant women, improved education and welfare packages, youth empowerment, inclusive governance and transparency. He equally stated his intentions to improve revenue generation for the area council while reducing the burden of excessive tax levies.
The first way to improve in revenue generation is to cut corruption away from the system. You know, you can actually have 1 billion naira internally generated revenue, and you're not having up to 100 million naira coming into the coffers of AMAC. So first thing is to take away the hands of corruption, and then the money will come in completely. So we are going to first of all undo corruption and then deploy the revenue to AMAC accounts. Because what we see here is the use of what they call consultants. These consultants are just an arrangement made by government officials to embezzle public funds.
Also speaking, the National Vice Chairman of the North Central Zone of APGA, Mr. Abdulaziz Arikura, expressed confidence in the preparation of INEC to deliver a free, fair and credible elections.
As I said earlier, the APGA political party is not new to everyone again. This is our second home. When we talk about North Central, so this is not the first time. We are going to win. Mostly in AMAC and Buhari, Kuje and Gwagwalada. The 4 candidates we had in this forthcoming election, they are not someone you can push away.
Other important party figures spoke positively of the party's chances in the forthcoming elections.
Yes, I'm satisfied. Very satisfied, because all what is going on now, we are okay with it. Yeah.
Everybody who comes to contest wants to win. Then aside that, my party has all it takes to win. And if votes really counts as the electorate will say, APGA will take it, because I know what you have done. I know where I've gone to, I know the people we are talking to, I know the response we'll get.
The FCT Area Council elections have been slated for the 21st of February 2026. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
The Social Democratic Party, SDP, has called for critical reforms that will enhance and ensure transparency in the elections and build public trust. In a statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary, Ambassador Rufus Ayenigba, and made available to journalists, the party said bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS and the INEC result viewing portal IREV are fundamentally critical, particularly in having human errors reduced and to prevent manipulation of results during manual transportation. Ambassador Rufus called on citizens, civil society groups, and all Democrats to step up strongly their resistance against the few holders of the country's mandates who are hell-bent on promoting and serving their interest against the true interest of Nigeria. He further stated that all hands must be on deck to democracy and Nigeria from taking backward steps in the new age. The founder of Arise Mission Initiative, Maria Adamna Nwokike, has emphasized the importance of love, unity, and the Christian faith among Ndi-Igbo, stating that these values have endeared them to God's love. Nwokike stated this in celebrating the ministry's 14th anniversary of intercessory prayers during an interview with ASO Television News. Again, Daniel Obi tells us more.
Dr. Nwokike called on Ndi-Igbo to continue embracing the virtues of peace, love, and unity, and to also uphold their Christian faith. She also prayed for God's protection over Ndi-Igbo and Nigeria, seeking deliverance from evil manipulations and the devices of the enemy.
1 Thessalonians 5:17 tells us that we should pray without ceasing. And that's what I want the Igbos to do.
Let them stop hating themselves.
People cannot come to kill you and come because they give you small money, and then you yield your brothers for kidnappers and yield your house for engaging them and killing them. What kind of money is that? So we are praying so that they will love one another. If you love your brother, you will not do evil to that your brother.
Speaking further, Dr. Nwokike stated that the nation can only experience meaningful growth and prosperity when the culture of inclusion is brought to bear in our body politics.
He is backing us. From all indication, you know that God is backing us. And when heaven is backing you, who is that will overpower you? It's not possible. So there is no fear for Igbo race at all. Amen. Because they have spiritual backup. God is backing them. God is their father.
The Arise Mission Initiative has been a beacon of hope and prayers for the nation, and its anniversary marks a significant milestone in its mission to intercede for Nigeria and its people. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
And that report brings us to the end of the bulletin. But before we go, a recap of one of our major stories again. We told you that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezinwonye Sanwo-Ike, has threatened to sack the coordinator of the Satellite Towns Development Department over poor refuse management in parts of Abuja satellite towns. That's the news. I am Richard Alichinonibe. Many thanks for watching.